Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to my Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you and how has your week been? I hope you, wherever you are listening to this, you are managing to keep warm, because I know in England it's not been great this week. However, my daughters and I have been in India and we have been bathing in 40 degrees heat. So it's been very hot for us and we've loved every single second of it. We really have. It's been incredible. So I really hope that we can bring some good weather back to everybody in England and then we can start our summer. So much to tell you this week. Honestly, it's been such an awesome week here in India. The girls and I have absolutely enjoyed it. So I just thought I'd take you through our week and how it's been, because we've experienced so much and literally we have only been here 1 week tonight. So we've done so much already. So where do I start? I think I start with all the different people that we've met. We've been to Agra, we've been to Ranthambore, and we've been to Jaipur. And it doesn't matter where we go, the people we have met have been amazing. So hospitable in India, really friendly, super lovely. We've had so many requests for home visits, for food. Everywhere we go, we're taking care of chai, coffee. Would you like some food? It's just, I just love how we're taken care of here. And it's Amelia's first time in India and it's Harriet's third or fourth time in India. And I can't even remember how many times I've been to India. But it's been a real experience. So I'm going to start with Agra because the girls and I, the next day after we arrived, we drove to Agra, and which is where the Taj Mahal was. So we got up really early to go to the Taj Mahal, and the Taj Mahal is so beautiful. And we went with a guide called Ramesh. He met us at goodness knows what time it was of the morning, 6:30 I think it was, and he did the TV series, what was the guy's name? Living a Life of Magic. That's hilarious. Ricky Gervais and oh my goodness me, I've forgotten. I'll come back to it. But he was the guide for this TV series, which will come back to me in a minute. And it was he was really funny, and he was such a good guide. He really was. Oh goodness me, you'll remember what the series is. The guy that acted a bit dumb. Oh my God, what was his name? I've completely forgotten. Never mind. Anyway, he was a guide on that TV show. And he took us around. Have you been to the Taj Mahal? It's beautiful. And I've been to Agra before, and we did Agra by bike, which we did do this time. But you get to go behind the scenes and in the villages and everything, which I'm going to come to in a minute. But we this time we actually went and paid to go into the Taj Mahal. And it's only when you go in that you get the absolute perfection of what this king built, and the symmetry and the feeling you feel. It's one of those coming home moments. It's just so breathtakingly beautiful. And the marble is incredible. And the precision. And they did it by hand. And it was 400 years ago. And the jewels that they used, the sapphires, the rubies, the emeralds, and the carnelian, they put a torch on the carnelian and it was just such a bright orange. It was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And if you haven't been, I would really recommend that you go. So Ramesh was really great, our guide, and he took loads of pictures of us. And do you remember the Princess Diana? photo on that bench. We had our photos taken there, and yeah, it was just amazing. And because we went so early in the morning, it wasn't too busy. So yeah, it was absolutely stunning. And also his wife and him, the king, and his queen, they are buried in there as well. So yeah, in the Taj Mahal, it was beautiful. It's such a sad story though, it really is. But yeah, an eye of beauty. So we did that, and then we got on our bikes, and we went up to the school that I spoke about in my last podcast, and we sang to the children again, and we did Old MacDonald Had a Farm. So that was fun, and you can see all that on my Instagram. I'll post some stuff up on there of it, because it's really funny. And the children sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to us, in English and in Hindu, and it was lovely. I think there was not a dry eye between the three of us. It was lovely. I really struggled though with the heat that day, because we were riding a bike, and yeah, I really struggled. But we had such a beautiful time at the school, and everyone made us welcome. We bought sweets on the way. We gave out sweets. I took my 2 little books and gave those to the school as well. And yeah, it was just lovely. And then I don't know if you remember, but in 2020 was the last time we visited them. We went to some villages and things, and then obviously COVID hit, and we raised some money for some of the villagers, and we sent some clothes over and everything, and you were all so generous. You really were. So we visited some of the families that received some of our help, and John Agua by Bike is continuing to support the family, and has supported them obviously before we went, but they're doing a really good job helping these families. So let me just tell you a little bit about these families. So the caste system here in India has been totally what's the word? I don't know why I can't remember my words today, but it's against the law to discriminate by caste, and it has been for many 30 years or so. However, people are still discriminated against, and some people have been forgotten, and some of these village people that we have met have been forgotten, and they aren't looked after by the government, and they're very, very poor. I've not seen such poverty, but they're doing better. Some of these families are actually doing better, and I think the help that was given last time, and the work that John's doing and his family are really helping, and so much so that actually this one particular family we visited, they are now making bags, and there's a photo of the family. I don't know if we can put it up on the podcast. I'll ask Alistair, but if not, I'll put it up on my Instagram. This particular family, they've got a sewing machine, as I say, and they're making bags. So, and that's really helping them. And this particular family we saw, mother and daughter, the daughter's making the bags. I'm sure the mum's helping too, but they've managed to get enough money to buy an electric rickshaw for the son to be able to go out and create a living for themselves. So that's really good to know that we may have helped a little bit towards that. And they have improved. I've looked at the photos of when we went before and the photos that we took this time, and their living conditions have definitely been improved. So yeah, it's good, and we'd really like to get involved more to help them. But buying some bags from them was great, and we're going to put those up and then send the proceeds back to the family. So that will be really cool. And this lady that we met, we spoke, and she put the fan on for me, and she just grabbed like some wires and then kind of poked the wires into some electricity, and Harriet actually videoed and sent it to her boyfriend Matt, who's an electrician, and he said, please, that's so dangerous. But the fan worked, and so he was saying for Harriet, do stay away from that doesn't look very safe, which it didn't, but it worked. So they've got a bit of electricity as well, which is amazing. Anyway, she gave me the biggest hug at the end of our visit, and the biggest hug, and it was a really emotional part of our trip. It really was. Even the girls felt this hug. It was a beautiful hug, and it was a very special moment. So yeah, that was the morning, and then we went back home, and it took a few hours for me to cool down and get everything back, my heart back under control, because it was just so hot. And then we went back out in the evening and spent time with another family that they did dancing for us, and we danced with them, and we went for a walk, and we were going to fly a kite, but we didn't, and we walked around their land that they've been, because they've been helping themselves, they've been able to buy some land and build a house and everything, and that was wonderful. It really was. And we had loads of sweets. We were giving sweeties out and everything. So anyway, that was Agra. And then the next day we left for Ranthambore, which was where we could go and do safari. And it's always been a dream to go and see a tiger. So tiger in the wild was amazing. So yep, off we trotted to Ranthambore with hope in our hearts that we were going to see a tiger. It was a total surprise to me that Amelia was coming with us. So we'd only managed to get two on one day of this safari, and as much as I tried to get Amelia to go with her sister that day, she wouldn't. And so Harriet and I went out on the first morning. We were picked up at, I think it was 5:30, 5:45, really early for this safari. And we weren't really expecting too much. We just thought it was going to be a great day, a great morning, and if we saw tiger, we'd see tiger. And we just kind of let go and just went off in our Jeep, and it was pretty awesome, I have to say, because 50 minutes into our journey, there was a tiger right there, and it literally was just there. And me and Hattie kind of took a shot intake of breath, because it was like this tiger was just staring at us, and you're thinking, is he thinking breakfast or not? But he just kind of then like slowly faded away, and we actually got to spend time with him for about an hour and a half. It was amazing. We didn't see him do the kill, but he killed a rabbit and had that for breakfast. Thank goodness it wasn't us. And we managed to spend a lot of time with the tiger, so that was really awesome. We saw lots of other deer and monkeys and lots of other things. So that was really cool. So then in the afternoon, it was hot again. I'm sorry, I keep rubbing that in, but it was very hot. And so Amelia and Harriet went out, because I wanted to give Amelia as much opportunity to see a tiger as we could as well. And so off they went. They went out, came back, no tiger. However, what they did see was a leopard. How cool was that, to see a leopard? I didn't even know we would see a leopard, or there was a leopard that was even like possible for us to see. But yeah, the girls got to see a leopard, which was absolutely awesome. And I think that it felt like so much pressure to see a tiger that kind of all these other like animals are just kind of being forgotten. But the girls were just like, wow, we've seen a leopard, and just can't believe it, because they are quite elusive. They don't really like much company. So to see one was incredible. So then the next day we went back out again, but it was the three of us. So we went out in the morning again. Within, I don't know, 20 minutes, we saw another leopard. I was like, wow. Amelia and Harriet just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was just standing by the side of the road, and we were so close to it. We were in touching distance of this leopard. Amelia was the closest, and again we took another there's a leopard. It's just like a leopard by our open Jeep. And are we going to be breakfast? Because you'd gone out so early in the morning. And then he just sauntered away. But what was cool about the leopard was he went up a tree almost, and then he sprayed, and we got to see it all. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then he just kind of slunk away into the trees. But yeah, that was incredible. And we didn't get to see a tiger, but we saw the leopard, which again was awesome. And then in the evening we went out and nothing. Well, we didn't see anything. We saw loads, and it was the best zone that we went to, because it's all in different zones. And there was so many water, so many lakes and so many different water holes that we visited. And at one point, why did I say we saw nothing? We saw so much. We saw crocodiles, and you thought there were logs in the water, but they weren't. They were just hovering there in the water. And then there was all these crocodiles out of the water, and there was deer, spy them, and there were birds, and it was living in such harmony, and it was a real lovely, blissful feeling, just staring out, blue skies, the crocodiles, the deers, we were there. Deers, it's not plural, is it? It's deer. There was deer, there was the crocodiles, there was the birds, and it was I just felt this oneness feeling again. It just felt so very harmonious, until one of the crocodiles decided to open his mouth. The deer did some call, and they bolted. The birds flew up, and the crocodiles didn't move, but it just opened its mouth. I don't know if it was hot, because it just laid there with its mouth open. So that was interesting. And then at the end of that, it was just amazing, just driving around and being outside and everything. And then we pulled over, because there was lots of other trucks there, and in this one particular area. And basically, as I say, they're all different zones. So we were in zone 3, and zone 2 was just over, that you're not allowed to go into, but it was just literally a car bit over. And there was a blooming tiger 500 metres away from us that we couldn't see and we couldn't get to. So we were hoping, apparently where we was waiting, this tigers come, but it didn't ever come. So we left, and we were happy because we'd had an amazing experience and we'd seen so much. And then just as we left the zone, you never guess what we saw. Honestly, I never would have imagined seeing one. And they are it's a sloth bear. I can't even imagine seeing a sloth bear. I didn't even know there was a sloth bear out there, but it looked so cuddly, and it just kind of ambled across the road, and we just saw this awesome sloth bear. And yeah, as I say, it looked really cuddly, but apparently it's the second deadliest animal in the world. So that was very interesting. Wouldn't want to come across one of those on my own. And but it wasn't really interested in us, thank goodness. But that was rather magical. And then, of course, on our way home, there'd been rumbles of thunder and lightning while we were doing this safari. And then we got caught in a storm, and we think it was a tornado, actually, which they do have, because there was loads of trees. We found out in the morning we passed them, loads of trees had come down. It was a hailstorm, so much wind. We got so wet, but it was so exciting and adventurous too. And we were just I was screaming, the girls were screaming, and yeah, it was just really good fun. So that was the end of our safari trip, which was very magical, very full of adventure. And the hotel where we stayed at, Hotel Zana, if you ever go to Rathenborough, can't recommend Hotel Zana enough. It was awesome. The people there could not help us, and like they could help us, so they were helping us so much. Like nothing was trouble. They were also friendly, so helpful. It was wonderful. The food was great. Our little lodge was awesome. They'd upgraded us. It was really, really lovely. And yeah, we had a great time there. But I did, we all three of us have suffered from a little bit of tummy trouble, which I won't go into. But mine was there, and then was getting up for safari that next morning. So I was just praying. But anyway, it was all fine. And then Harriet, bless her, has been struggling the last couple of days, but hopefully she's on the mend now. So we left Ranthambore after 3 nights, and we've made our way to Jaipur, where we're going to start, we have started doing some work. So that brings us up to today. We've been doing some work and purchasing some rather lovely items for our shop and for our On a Quest business, which is the clothing side of our business, which we're making great strides, and we will tell you more about that. We've taken some great pictures and stuff, and we've got some great new designs coming, so can't wait to share that all with you. As I say, I have been recording a lot of this on Instagram, so you can follow along on the Soul Coach if you're not already, and that's got a lot of the adventures on it. And yeah, so we went to Jaipur today and visited a company that we found back in 2020. We just kind of stumbled across it, and we've purchased some really nice items for the shop, some new like hanging decorations and some cushions and just some really cool stuff. So that's good. So that's India, really. That's got us to today, and we've been staying in some lovely places, but it's the people, it's the people that make it. We've met so many people over the last week, from the people that have been forgotten, the people that are waiting for us when we arrive at the hotels, the waiters, the porters, the business people. We were in a traffic jam, and there was a tuk-tuk with a family next to us, and we were in this traffic jam and we were stuck. We weren't moving for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can imagine I was getting a little impatient. But it was marvellous to watch the girls, because there was a tuk-tuk next to us full of this lovely family, young family, mum and dad, and I don't know how many children were in there, and there were other people in there as well. But we were waving and smiling, and the girls were waving and smiling more, and they were kind of like communicating with sign language and everything. And then they started eating bananas, and they passed the girls a banana for us all. And then the girls gave them chocolate. And we had this, neither could understand each other, but there was just this wonderful communication between the people in the tuk-tuk and us. And I was just in absolute awe of that. And the girls really remember that very fondly. And it's lovely how many people we wave to every day, and they wave and smile back. And there was this lady in the back of a tuk-tuk today, and she was very in the middle of Jaipur, which is known as the Pink City. Anyway, she's in this back of this tuk-tuk facing outwards, cross-legged, and she looked so serene in this busyness, and she was signing to us that it was a great way to travel around Jaipur in this tuk-tuk. So that was really lovely. And it's just been, and that's what I think we really enjoy, is that interaction between everybody, and the warmth and the smiles and the helpfulness that we've received. We've absolutely loved it. And we went to a factory today, a block printing factory, to learn how to do block printing, and the girls had a go, and it was really good fun, and they showed us around, and it was just so awesome to see. And I really felt watching these craftsmen doing their thing. I felt emotional just watching them. It was a real magical moment seeing the artistry. It was amazing. Such talent there in this factory, and everybody just doing their thing, and it really kind of begs the question, what is our thing? What do we do, and how do we make a difference? And they're today in this particular factory, they were really making a difference through block printing. I don't know if you know what block printing is, but it's getting a piece of wood and carving a pattern in it, and then putting that in paint and putting it on the material to make beautiful patterns for dresses and bags and such like. And it's a tradition that's been passed by many generations, and it makes into beautiful dresses, and that's what we're hoping to do. We have it already, but just following this process. So it was just great. It really was. I think that's it for this week, really. It was just an awesome week. It has been an awesome week. We've got one more week to go. We come home next Sunday, and we're going off to one of my favourite places is Pushkar, and we're going there. And I'll fill you in. We're going to a hotel there called Hotel Brahma Horizon, which it's like my Indian family. Best place to stay. It's great. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll see what else India brings. That's it. So thanks for listening. Really appreciate you. And I think that's been kind of one of the main... I've got something else to tell you, I've forgotten. But one of the main things this week is the gratitude we felt and the appreciation for our lives, also back in England, and for the people here. India hits all the senses, it really does. And we have so much good set up in England. I'm super grateful for that. But I just love India. I just think it's great. And what's been really cute is that the girls have been asking for meditation at night to help them sleep. So it's been really sweet. So, I've enjoyed doing that for them. A little meditation at the end of the day, just to help them go to sleep. Because obviously our days have been jam-packed, so it's been difficult to get settled. But, don't tell them. I've really enjoyed doing that for them. So, have a good week. And speak to you soon, and I truly am grateful for you to listening to this, and thank you. Thanks for being in my life, even though I might not know who you are, but I just really appreciate you, so thank you. And obviously those that I do know, thank you. Sending lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.